I don't know if y'all noticed something, but got my nails done. I haven't had my nails done since like last year or freshman year. I don't even know. It's been so long because I used to do cheer. Now I'm not doing cheer, so I'm finally free. Not free, but I can get my nails done. You feel me? Anyways, we're just gonna get on to this video. As y'all can see by the title, I'm going to be doing a little story time kind of. But like, I'm always out of breath. I swear to God, in every single one of my videos. Let me get some water. I'm just gonna make this quick and easy because this camera's about to die, so. Okay, so anyways, do story time on. Anyways, so I'm gonna be talking about the time I failed my permit test twice and I failed my driver's test one time. I know what y'all thinking, dang, this girl cannot drive. Like, honestly, can drive really good. Except for like 2 accidents. Not like accidents, but like, might do another story time on those. But okay, so first we're gonna start off with my driving school and how I failed my permit test. And I'm gonna give some tips on the permit test in California. I don't know what it is everywhere else, but for like California tests and like things to help you, like what I wish I would have known and stuff. So I took my driver's ed, I think spring break last year, and it was like a week long, like 4 days, like 7 hours. It was literally like a regular school day, which I was so mad because I didn't get to do nothing for spring break. I wasn't gonna do nothing anyways, but I was trying to sleep. So after that, my procrastinating self and my mother's procrastinating self did not mix together. So we waited like 3 or 4 months to go and even attempt to take my permit test, because after the school we get a little certificate and then we could go take our permit test. My mom thought she was all know-it-all and stuff, because like I guess back in when she was younger, you can like go and it wouldn't be that much packed at the DMV. Like you can go before it closes and you'll be guaranteed to be seen. So she was like, let's go 30 minutes before it closes. It closes at like 4:30. She's like, let's go at 4 o'clock and you don't have to wait all that time and you'll get in. And I was like, girl, no, the people told me to get an appointment. Like, it's gonna be packed. We need an appointment. She's like, no. Like, we're arguing and stuff. It's like, whatever. So, all right, let me tell y'all. It was so hot in Bakersfield, like, then. Oh my God, like, during that time. Oh, I think I got it done in the summer. I don't know. It was really, really hot, though. So we went. Why did we stand in the heat outside for 4 hours? Like, 4 hours just standing out there in the heat.
It's hot.
And just to get to the front desk. And then I'm pretty sure we got there and they told us, oh, I didn't even think we got there yet, like at the front. And they basically told us we're not gonna make it. So after waiting all that time, we had to go home. Basically, we were just not gonna be seen. Like, they couldn't get that much people in, like after the closing. So we had to come back, and we came back. We waited like another 4 hours in the heat, and we finally got there because we came like in the morning, and I think we went to a different DMV, not in Bakersfield, because there's so many people in the city. We still didn't make an appointment, even though I was telling her we need to make an appointment because the appointments were like 2 weeks out, and I wanted to get my permit like now, because once you get your permit, you have to wait 6 months to even take your test. So I was like, I want to get it now. Like, we already waited like 3-4 months. Like, I could have waited 3 more months and have my license. Okay, so the first time oh, my voice cracked.
This is so humiliating.
Excuse me? The first time we came, I got all ready because I was thinking they're gonna take my picture. They're gonna take a picture for something, right? But we didn't get seen, so wasted that. Second time, I did get ready already again, like just in case. And then we waited all that, and I ended up getting to take my test, and I failed. I was like I was sad. But I was like, you know what? I got like 2 more tries. And basically, I'm gonna just blame it why I failed because we waited like 3-4 months after my schooling. So obviously I forgot everything. Plus, I was kind of sleeping in those classes like towards the end because they're like 7 hours long and they're like dumb tests. Like, even though I failed, I probably should have paid attention, but. And Nobody come at me talking about, oh, that's your fault, you shouldn't have been paying attention in class, blah, 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 blah. If y'all have the teachers that I have, like, you're literally falling asleep listening to his voice. There was nothing I could do. Nah, but it was my fault, but then again, like, if y'all were in that class for 7 hours, woo, Jesus Christ, it was a struggle. Moving on. And I remember, like, the couple days before the permit test, I was taking tests, like, by the DMV and on apps that they told us to do. Like, I was taking so many tests, and I was getting all of them right. And then I go, and they're like, there's, like, no of the same questions. There was, like, similar, but it's not the same questions. So I'm like, and I feel like the permit test is really, like, common sense, but it's really tricky how they like word it. Like, it's like they want to mess you up, I swear. Like, I feel like if it was more knowledge based, like all of it was knowledge based, like numbers and stuff, I would have passed that, like, duh. But it's like you really have to read the question over and over again because they word it so weird. Like, you have to like think. And there's only a few that are really, really tricky, but I guess all those few were like on my test because I failed. But it will be like the same answer and they're all right, but you have to pick the most right answer. Like, it would be like, if you go to a stop sign, do you stop? The next one would be like, do you stop and yield? The next one would be like, do you wait for pedestrians, stop and yield? Like, so yeah, you really have to think about it and take your time. I don't know if it's timed. I don't know if the test is timed. I don't think it was. I think I was just trying to get out of there. That's probably why I failed. So we came back again. I was so confident. And I feel like my mom jinxed me, and she was like, oh, you're gonna do it. She actually told me that both of the time. She's like, oh, you're gonna do so good, you're gonna pass. Oh my god, my baby's a driver, blah, blah, blah. And then I failed, okay. And then I was like, dang, like, I have one more try, like, am I gonna pass? Kind of failed twice. Like, I was like, because the first time I failed, I was like, it's okay, I have like 2 more tries. Now I have 1 more try and I like really have to pass this. So 3rd time's a charm because I got back in there and I passed that period. I remember being so scared in the test. Like, I'm just like I was being so cautious. Like, I was reading it over and over again, like as you're supposed to. And I was going so slow, and then I was like, because I'm pretty sure it tells you like right after you do it if it's wrong or right. I think if it's wrong, it would tell you, and if it's right, it keeps going. I don't remember. That was like a while ago. I was like being so scared, like when I would get one wrong, I'll be like, because like after 9, they like 9 or 8, I don't remember how much you can miss. Like after that number, they just stop your test, like you're done for. They're like, you failed. And it's kind of embarrassing because you just have to like walk back. And I don't remember when we took my picture. When I took my picture, I think it was when I passed my test. I was not looking good. I was not ready for a picture because I came all those other days and I didn't get my picture taken. So I was like I don't need to come nice again. And it was hot, so my face was sweating, my face was red. And they took my picture, and that's the picture on my license. So if y'all take your permit test and you think you're gonna pass, well, if you take your permit test anyways, you should be going looking good because that's the picture that's gonna be on your ID. And let's just say I'm getting a new picture ID because that is not cute. Actually, I'll show y'all. Whew, it's kind of scary. Hold on. I just feel like they kind of played me on this. Like, I look so messed up. I look fat. And I look greasy. And my head looks big. Alright, I don't know how I'm gonna like, I don't know if y'all can see that. But do y'all see that? Like, ew. I need to redo that because I don't look like that anymore. I don't. And look at my signature. Boy, get out of here. Okay, so moving on to when I failed my driver's test. Like, who fails their permit test and the driver's test? Me, obviously. Kind of embarrassing, but when I failed my driver's test, the girl in front of me also failed her driver's test, so I kind of felt better about myself. Oh, and the girl in line, the girl behind me told me she failed too, so I was like kind of feeling like better about myself after I failed that. Not better, but I didn't feel so bad after I failed. Like, obviously I was like hella sad. But so after you take your permit test and you get your certificate in California, you have to do 3 2-hour sessions, like driving with the instructor. So I did all of those, right, and it was all right. I remember the first time I did it, like, I've never even drove in a real street before. I drove in a parking lot with my mom, and like he tells me, oh, let's go out to the street. I'm driving, obviously, and I'm like, That day, I even went on the highway, actually. I mean, on the freeway, whatever it's called. It's kind of scary, but honestly, driving is not that scary at all. The only scary thing, I think, when I first started was merging onto the freeway, but it's not that bad anymore. Because, like, when I would drive, I would, like, you know how cautious, like, when you first start driving, cautious drivers, like, drive like this? Like, when I would look, check my shoulder, my hands would, like, move with me, like, and it was kind of scary. And because I would have such a tight grip because I'm trying to be, like, cautious. But now I drive with, like, one hand under, so it's just, like, and I don't really move my hands, so you just want to be, like, loose on the steering wheel when you're merging if you have trouble with that. But the only, like, hard thing driving was parking, probably. Not even the little cars, because I could park the little cars, like small cars, and back out of parking spaces in small cars, like, really easy. It wasn't hard. But, like, in a truck I have to drive, this big fat GMC my mom makes me drive because she thinks it's safer. It is so hard to park, y'all don't even know. Now it's not as hard, but it's still kind of hard, like. And even backing up, no one told me that, like, when you back up, you have to, like, have your wheels straight. Because, you know, like, if you turn into a parking space and it's, like, this way and you're going this way, you're turning your wheels, so your wheel's going to stay turned, like, when you're in the parking space. No one told me you had to rotate it back, so when you back up, you're not backing out like this, how your wheel is. Like, I didn't know that. I didn't know we're supposed to know that. So, kind of, almost hit a car one time, or 2 times. Yeah, y'all should know that when you're backing up, you need to, after you go into your parking space, you want to rotate your wheel and make sure it's straight again, so when you back up, you'll back up straight. Unless you're gonna back up, like, into a freaking car. No one told me that. I started to learn for myself. Yeah, those were the only hard things driving wise. Fast forward to my last driving test. It was with this old lady, and let's just say, I think it was like a couple days before I took my driver's test. I made sure it was before my driver's test so I would be prepared, like, what I need to know. And I feel like she really, like, scared me for my driving test. Like, she would, like, so I feel like she scared me for my driving test. Like, she, like, I don't know, they're just, like, really cautious, I guess. Like, the first guy I drove with, like, he was really, like, cool. The second guy, he was, like, kind of, like scared of me to drive. I don't know. I'm not a bad driver, I swear. But the third girl, she was, like, really, like, I don't know. I didn't like her energy, but kind of scared me for my test because she told me, like, every single intersection, even the intersections, like, the little ones, you have to check every, like, of course you check, but you have to, like, make it obvious, she said, and look and, like, make it really obvious and check every single intersection or you won't pass the test. That's, like, literally what she told me. I was like, okay. I remember when we would stop in front of, like, a red light, our gap, like, before the car in front of us had to be, like, big, like a big gap, and realistically, no one has big gaps in front of them while they're stopping at a red light. Like, it looks weird and then it just gets on my nerves. She just basically scared me into driving really cautious. And that's what I did on my test. I checked every single intersection, everything she told me to do. And she was, like, telling me I can't go, like, 1 over the speed limit, like, blah blah blah. I failed my test. She said if I take my hands off the steering wheel, I'll fail my test. If I have one hand on, I fail my test. I was like, girl, like, dang, I get it, I'll fail my test. And I literally failed my test, and I did everything she told me to do. So I was like, fast forward to when I was taking my test. All we're gonna say is I failed, obviously. And the reason why I did fail, like, the big things, because I think it's called a critical error. If you have one critical error, you're, like, done for. One critical error I had, I think I had 2. One critical error I had was driving under the speed limit. Who fails the test for driving under the speed limit? I just want to know. Yeah, so the second critical error I had, what was it? Oh, so after I was done and I was coming back into the parking lot, this lady just pulls out of the parking lot hecka fast, like, hecka fast. Girl, how am I supposed to know she was gonna pull out like then? Like, I didn't even get a chance. And the instructor lady came and honked the horn, and I, like, braked hecka fast. And that was also a critical error for, like, instructor interference or something. So, which wasn't even my fault. Like, girl, sorry you have some dumb drivers in the DMV. Like, how are you a dumb driver in the DMV? So that's basically why I failed. I was driving too slow and that. Also, I didn't, I was at a stoplight and I was like checking the intersection, too busy checking the intersection to even realize there was a man standing there. So like, I didn't let him go first, like do the crosswalk first. So I did get some points off for that. So yeah, I failed that. And I remember crying when she told me. I was like trying so hard, but I was like, I wanted my license so bad, like. And then I think I just had to wait a week, I'm pretty sure. And I went to go take my second one. And I like, for sure was gonna do what I felt like I needed to do, not listen to that instructor lady, like go the speed limit, blah, blah, blah. And honestly, the lady I had, I'm not gonna say anything about her because I don't want her to get in trouble or something. But she was like really, really cool. Honestly, she low-key wasn't paying attention to me. Like when we were doing the backing up part, she was like fixing her hair in the mirror. She wasn't even looking at the thing, and I was low-key like going out like this. So I was like, so basically, yeah, I passed that one. She was really cool. She was really nice. So now I'm gonna give y'all some tips on like what you should do for your permit and for your driving test and what you should not do. Okay, so for your permit test, I think you should actually pay attention to your classes and the notes and stuff. And make sure when you're taking your test, I think you should be in a good mood and don't rush it. Do not rush it. Take your time and read every single question, like read it over and over again. Like make sure you like picture it in your head, like just like envision it in your head and stuff. And really study the ones that are like 200 feet, like those type ones, like how many feet until you can go into the bike lane. I don't know what the answer to that is, but like study those type questions. Those are the ones I like were good on. Like I wish they had more of those type, not the freaking ones that try to mess you up. But it is what it is. Oh, for your permit test, make sure always also coming looking good unless you don't care. But you'll probably regret looking at your license when you get it and you're looking all crazy. But yeah, and for your license, some tips I would have would, don't be too cautious. I mean, every driver instructor is different. So just some things you should do is check your intersections, check your surroundings, obviously, but don't focus too much on checking your, like being too cautious. And make sure you, one thing they're like really strict on is like when you go into a lane, when you merge into a lane, you want to have your turn signal on and then turn it off once you're completely in the lane. Like don't turn it off as you're moving, like they don't like that. And you also need to like check your shoulder every time you merge, like for anything. Just continuously check your mirrors, but not too much, like where you're not actually paying attention to the road. So don't be too cautious, don't be overly too cautious. Like just be cool, try to be like not nervous, because I was so nervous in mine, and that's another reason why I failed, because I was just so nervous. Like just try to chill out, and like I don't know how you can do that because I didn't. But and for the don'ts, I don't know if I did don'ts for the permit test. I don't think I did, but don't wait 3-4 months to take your test. You should do it right after you have school so it's fresh in your mind. Also, don't just go in there without an appointment because you'll be standing there for hours. You should make an appointment. Don't rush your test. Don't like treat it as it's nothing, because once you fail 3 times, I'm pretty sure you have to pay a fee to retake it. So that's like wasting money. But yeah, so that's all for this video. I hope it like helped some of y'all, and I hope it like help y'all to not make the mistakes that I made. Like don't do that. Try not to fail your test because it kind of sucks. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. I'm outie.